Hare Krishna. Healing comes not just by expelling the germs but also by boosting immunity. When a patient is sick, being infected by some germs, the focus often goes on getting those dangerous germs out of the body, and that is, of course, important. But along with that, and sometimes more important than that, is to also boost the natural immunity of the native immunity of the patient. It is only because that immunity went down that those germs were able to get a foothold and then a stronghold in the body. So similarly, actually speaking, the germs, they catch us because of the capacity they have of the germs catch us because of our lowered immunity. And removing the germs is important, but the best way to remove the germs is to strengthen the body's immunity. So the same principle applies in our spiritual life also. The materialistic desires, especially the immoral materialistic desires, they are like germs that have infected us. And an infection, just as infection manifests as symptoms, so similarly the symptoms that manifest in us are the performance of immoral activities, sinful activities. So Krishna initially in the Bhagavad Gita talks about how health requires the giving up of spiritual health requires the giving up of sinful activities. He says in the 7th chapter, Yesham tvantagatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajante mam dridhavrataha. So Yesham tvantagatam papam antagatam papam. When one comes to the end of all sinful activities, jananam punya karmanam, punya karmanam, when one does punya, then what happens? Te dvandvamoha nirmukta, that time that person becomes free from illusion. Bhajante mam dridhavrataha, and the natural spiritual health of the soul is to be situated determinedly in the service of Krishna. Why? Because the soul's nature is to love and serve Krishna, and therein to relish the highest happiness. But when that soul is deceased, and instead of seeking happiness in loving Krishna, the soul seeks happiness elsewhere. Now, when we practice bhakti, yes, we also often focus on the rules. Oh, I should not do this, I should not do that, I should not do that. And whenever some such desires which impel us to do wrong things come into our consciousness, we try to drive those desires away. But at the same time, sometimes driving those desires can seem to be a formidable task. And even if we drive those desires out, again they seem to keep coming. Just as a person may be freed from an infection, but again the infection may occur and there is a relapse, and sometimes the relapse can be quite detrimental. So along with removing the germs, the immunity has to be boosted also. And Krishna, while he initially talks in the 7th chapter about giving up sinful activities, in the 18th chapter, he says, even if one is sinful, just focus on surrendering to me. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. Krishna says, give up all varieties of religion and just surrender to me. Just surrender to me, he says. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo. I will free you from all sinful reactions. Mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. Mokshayishyami. I liberate you ma shuchaha. Do not fear. Do not fear. So when we understand this point of how Krishna is our Lord, Krishna loves us, and loving Him is our very nature. Greater our love for Krishna, that is our immunity. Because when we love Krishna, our heart, our thoughts, our life will become filled with Krishna. And the more our consciousness is filled with Krishna, less there will be space for immoral desires to enter. And even if they enter, they will naturally be crowded out. So just as when a body's immunity is boosted, then germs, even if they enter, they will be driven out. So like that, the process of bhakti focuses not so much on giving up sinful activities. Yes, we have to give them up, but we can, in our spiritual life, not obsess too much. Oh no, I have to give that up, I have to give that up. No, we don't worry so much about expelling the germs, but we focus on boosting the immunity. That means we focus on doing those activities that increase our attraction to Krishna. And as our attraction to Krishna increases, then our consciousness will stay more and more in Krishna. And as our consciousness stays more and more in Krishna, then naturally the other things will be, worldly things will be driven out from there. And thus we will joyfully, because attraction to Krishna, because meditation on Krishna, any form of connection with Krishna is joyful. So we will not only recover health, but we will joyfully recover health. Joyfully, we will become connected with the source of all joy, Krishna, eternally. Thank you. Hare Krishna.